This very quick video guide, we're going to talk about Adobe Fresco. Now, I'm sorry this is in Italian, but you will find the information you need in your language. And basically, Adobe Fresco is a app to draw on with freehand mode. So you can also create like really basic animation. And so we're going to focus more on the painting part. And it's available for iOS devices, so you can use for mobile phone or tablet, or you can use the desktop version. So if you just search for in Google, or you can open up directly the Creative Cloud app on the web or on your computer. You need to have that installed, and you can download it and install it from there. So what you're seeing here is, well, it's opening up because I've already downloaded and installed it, but I'm going to show you how you can get here. This is now the app itself. So for the desktop version, and I'm going to bring this down, just showing you that well, the quickest way you can do this is get into Adobe Creative Cloud and just search for Fresco and just search for the download button in there and just click on that download and install. And once it's ready, you can just click on the same button. It's going to say open. And this is completely free. You can see there is also a mobile version. There is also a premium version that is not for free, but you can start. You can use definitely also the free version if you want, like the basic features. So just look for Adobe Fresco and click on the first link. And well, this is the QR code if you're using, again, mobile devices. And this is also a quick overview of what the app will do. And in my opinion, it has a beautiful way to simulate the the painting and like the watercolors. So it's not just like the simple app that you usually find for drawing. You have kind of a simulation, an advanced simulation. Now, also most of the tools that you find in here, you will also be finding them in Photoshop and other Adobe apps. And if you're interested, just search in the channel for those apps. You may find it like Photoshop, for example. And we're gonna do more, so stay subscribed. And if you want to support us, also join the channel so we can create more videos like this on similar apps. So this is the home page where you can create the new files, you can delete. Down here you have create new. It's again, I'm sorry it's in Italian, but it's really, really easy to understand. So essentially you create a new, you define a format, and you just go with it. So I just start to draw. So you can click on the plus little button down here, choose a format, which could be like for comics, comic books, and or like square format, etc. Just pick one. Now I've picked the comics or comic books in English probably, and yeah, it's asking me if you want to like upgrade to have like extra features here, but right now I don't want that. Let me just go in and just start to, work with a brush. So on the left side, we have some tools for the drawing. On the right side, we have some management tools like for layers, properties, grease and snaps, and, other managing features that you can add comments, you can create new layers, turn on and off the layers. And these are all buttons, so you should have the same exact button. Just explain you what you will find here. You can change and adjust the color, the luminosity, the contrast, the hue. So you're just gonna create adjustment layers from here. And that's things that these are all things that you can do in Photoshop. And then you have an animation button down here, and other drawing tools like rulers and things down there. So let's go on the left side. Let's pick the first, and you can see it looks like a pencil. So what I'm going to do is just now sketch. I'm going to create a draft of what my quick painting will be. So I can draw freehand. I can create concept sketches in Fresco. I can, do some character design, some automotive design, doesn't matter. Now I'm using my mouse, so I'm not quite precise with this, but for a quick sketch, I think it's good. And here you have all the settings. You can also change the type of brush or pencil in this case. You have all the settings. You can click on up add, and you can go and search for new brushes. So if you like one, you can just add, and there you go. So it's asking me now that this is not possible with the free version, so I need to upgrade. So features like advanced pro features will not be available. Let me change here into a brush. So this is more like a watercolor. You can see it's kind of expanding, just like a watercolor would do in real life. So this is what I like about this. It's kind of realistic behavior of the brush, and this is great. Let me set a color. So this is now going to be a green watercolor on top of the black, so they're kind of getting mixed up together a little bit, and just gonna draw on top of that, kind of coloring things a little bit. And I'm just going pretty quick with this, and also let's say pretty artistic, because many times artists are really quick creating their piece of art. So I'm just gonna do something really instinctive, with my instinct. And you have also vector panel brushes. So it's gonna add a new layer in the layers panel. So it's gonna create a new layer every time. You can also click on plus to create new layers. You can also turn on and off the various layers from here, and do some operations with the layers essentially. And then you have the eraser. So make sure you click on the correct layer when you want to do something like erasing or adding. And also you have other like editing tools, like this one here that is, I think it's called the smudge in Photoshop, also in the English version. And you can see it's going to kind of create some blurriness, and it's going to drag the pixels around, creating this effect. And then you have move. So transformation tools, really easy. You just click on the grips, move them around. You can scale, you can resize, you can rotate. And then you have other more advanced transformation to skew. And then you have like the perspective. And this is also fluidify, that has a lot of other set of tools that can help you to modify this and make it look even more artistic. So this is kind of deformation of the pixels. You can move them around, drag them around. You can smooth them around. You can like inflate. So you can shrink, you can increase one particular area like this. Like I'm increasing, you can inflating, deflating. You can also move the pixels from one position to the other, and that's basically it with fluidify. And then you have like perspective deformation, freeform deformation, so you can click and drag. All of this stuff is already in Photoshop. So if you're interested, just check the Photoshop video course if you want to know more. Up here you have some flipping, some mirroring. Then you have grids you can use. You can go back and forward. And now I'm using like a perspective grid. If you want to work in perspective, being like less artistic, a little bit more precise, you have some precisions grids here to work in 2D, 3D, etc., etc. So all here in this panel here. And let me go back here. So, and also you have selection like lasso, magic wand, and other stuff. Fill, if you want to fill up. And again, all of these are like available also in Photoshop. You have like preset shapes you can use. So you can add something that is already there. You can add text. Now be careful the text doesn't have the exact same color of the background, otherwise it's going to be invisible. And be careful also on the size. Now let me do this again. I'm gonna choose a black color, and now it's more visible, and then I can double click. It's gonna zoom in, and now I can select it, and I can change this. I can edit the text. I can also use some more interesting, and also free and looking font. And here, these are all the fonts that are available here. This is more like hand drawing. And if you want more, you can get them from Adobe fonts. We explain that in another video guide, or you can just click on add fonts, etc., etc. So you can move the fonts around, you can create more layers using the text. By the way, if you scroll, it's gonna zoom in and zoom out. If you hold the space bar and the middle mouse is gonna pan, so you can like frame your work. And then here, if you right click, you have other operations with layers, like cutting layers, deleting layers. And again, this is the adjustment layers. So, and then you have also opacity and blending modes, just like in Photoshop. And you can change luminosity to contrast, the hue. You can change the saturation of the color, or desaturate or saturate. You can change luminosity, etc., etc. You can work only with some few colors. You can color everything up. You can choose again some blending modes to work with the underneath layers, and that's it. So, if you're Adobe user, you probably all know all of this stuff. Otherwise, go check the video courses that we have in the channel about Photoshop. That's gonna be fine. Now I want to create a new layer with the X so I can show you a little bit of animation, just a little. So if you click down there, that's the animation button. You select the layer you want to animate, and let's use a path. So I'm going to use a path. I'm going to click and drag, kind of drawing up this path, and then you can see the animation will go, and that layer will move onto that path. And then I can change the frame per second if I want the loop or the boomerang. I can change the frames. I can change opacity, etc., etc. So yeah, well, I'm not gonna spend too much time about animation, but there is something that also you can do if you like in Adobe Fresco. And also, if you subscribe, if you support us by joining as a supporter, we can create more video guides. Perhaps we're gonna create more videos about motion graphics and you know animation here also in Adobe Fresco. And so subscribe to stay updated, and join if you want to support us creating more videos. And I'm just gonna pause this, and that's it. So this is another thing we can do. Now, once we're finished, we can invite people to collaborate. We can share and send this. You have up there the settings, general settings. Also, you can flip. You can also, you have settings for the app. You can click on share. You can export quickly as an image, or you can open this in a different copy. You can share using other possibilities. You can check the time lapse. If I click on that little arrow on the left, on the top left, I'm just going to go back to the home page, and I will find my recent works here on the bottom. So I hope that this guide just gets you started with this. I'm not gonna do anything more than this. I'm hoping that you understand enough. But again, if you're interested, please write messages, subscribe, stay updated, and join the channel as a supporter to support us, and check out other video courses and video guides in the channel. Thanks for watching. See you in the next.